Welcome, Age of Vintage Society. What do you know about Terry Moore, a highly favoured American actress, a notable talent, and one of the last surviving stars from the Hollywood Golden Age? She got recognised lately at the Icon Awards for her epic contribution to the American movie industry. What else do you know about the life and time of this famous icon? Was Terry Moore's marriage to Howard Hughes a scam? Make sure to watch the video until the end and leave your thoughts in the comments. If you are new here, join our wonderful community by subscribing to the Age of Vintage channel. Terry Moore, the historic American film actress and television personality, have been described as one of the favoured Hollywood stars of the Golden Generation. This Academy Awards Best Supporting Actress nominee is one of the remaining Hollywood stars of that unique era that are still alive. Interestingly, Terry Moore is also one of those who began their career as a child actor. She started on a very good footing as a child and took over roles from seniors even as a kid. And more remarkable is the fact that she secretly wedded millionaire Howard Hughes. Hollywood, they say, is an arena where scandalous happenings are as simple as anything you can think of. Some of us are often speechless when we hear the kind of news that didn't quite fit in, which is a common occurrence in the industry. Even present-day Hollywood is not free of it. While some would describe these scandals as part of the entertainment, others do not think so, and some of us that have been following the trend in the industry are not surprised either, simply because it seems to be an age-long tradition that was inherited. It might not be a surprise to hear about the concealment that has become so pervasive that when you think you have heard it all, another news is sort of telling you, hey, you have not heard the last yet. The propensity of the dramatis personae in the movie town to truly keep the secrets of their affairs sometimes would elude any kind of intelligent investigation. Interestingly, this news always began as gossip. You see them denying the stories, and the next moment you are hearing them not only confirming the rumour, but insinuating that it was the will of the Almighty for them to have done so. No wonder analysts have agreed to a new gossip industry that is in charge of digging out celebrity secrets, thriving together with the actual entertainment industry. Fortunately, the celebs themselves will let things slip up on the theory that all publicity is good publicity. You may have heard about Terry Moore, but may never have read about her untold marriage with Howard Hughes, which many believed was cleverly handled by Hughes himself, who was said to be good at doing so. Even though he is regarded as being flamboyant, but like they say, a golden fish has no hiding place, that is why, of course, the news is now out and part of history. Terry was born in 1929 in a Mormon household in an area then known as rural Glendale in California. As a child, she was used as a model that would mark her entrance into showbiz. Her earliest appearance in the films was in Walter Brennan's film of 1940 known as Maryland. Years after, she made an impression again on the cover of Life magazine, where she gives the idea of a Hollywood sexy tomboy. She admitted that she was given a chance to work with Brennan because she's able to ride standing on her horse's back. It is obvious that she also functioned under different names in the early part of her career, which includes Jan Ford when she starred as Bumps Smith on The Smiths of Hollywood in the 1940s. It was said that Terry was just 15 and in high school when Hughes first saw her. The beautiful girl attracted his attention. He subsequently developed a plan to meet her, and it worked as the two met at the eating room of the Beverly Wilshire Hotel, according to Terry. She still remembered how, in her words, he sat down and stared at me. It is a known fact that Hughes is famous for his link with several notable Hollywood beauties, names like Jean Harlow, Katharine Hepburn, Ava Gardner and Betty Davis come in handy, but something about Terry made him take a different step as his intention appeared genuine with her. But who is Terry Moore? Helen Luella Crawford gave herself the stage name Terry Moore, born on 7th of January 1929 in Glendale, California. As stated earlier, she was said to have been raised in a Mormon family in Los Angeles, California. She began a career as a youngster model before manifesting as a film actor, before adopting her present Terry Moore as a stage name. She has appeared as Judy Ford, Jan Ford, and January Ford, respectively. For a reason best known to her, Terry Moore became the better brand name in 1948. Her foremost film appearance dates back to 1940 in the film known as The Howards of Virginia. Then she did another titled On the Sunny Side in 1942. Her fans will also remember My Gal Sal and A Haunting We Will Go, done in the same year, and many other films would follow. Recall also that Moore worked in a radio station during this period. Fans still reminisce the Bumps Smith on the Smiths of Hollywood. It was very popular at the time. But it was not until 1948 that she got a little limelight, following a long contract with Columbia Pictures, where she acted a leading role in The Return of October with Glenn Ford. Starring as Terry Ramsey in the film, Moore may have loved the name Terry or something that has to do with her role in the film that she decided to retain the name as a permanent stage name. While still with Columbia Pictures, Moore was rented by RKO to appear in Mighty Joe Young in 1949. The film was about a gigantic gorilla. The film later earned the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects. At this time, her talent was becoming more creative, even as George Pal added her in The Great Rupert of 1950 alongside Jimmy Durante. She played major roles in some other films before appearing as Marie Buckholder in Come Back Little Sheba in 1952, where she co-starred with Burt Lancaster and Shirley Booth. She became a nominee for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her role in the film. Of course, she didn't win the award, but as a talented American actress and TV personality, she is today respected as one of the historical surviving stars of the golden age of Hollywood. In 1951, Moore got wedded to an American footballer, Glenn Davis. The union would endure up to a year before they were done. Soon she got another hook with Eugene McGrath in 1956. This time the marriage extended till the third year, before the inevitable separation. A year after that, Moore was into a new marriage with Stuart Kramer, after he divorced Jean Peters, his wife at the time. The union produced 2 children before the 1972 split. That was not all, as she has also hinted at her union with Richard F. Carey in Mexico, but the new groom would walk away some days later in what appeared to be a calculated attempt to get hold of her money with the marriage scam. Did she also marry Jerry Rivers in 1992? Yes, but this time the union continued until his unfortunate death in 2001. Moore, however, attracted more serious attention to herself following her connection with Howard Hughes. If what she said is anything to go by, then the two were married as far back as 1949, as she added that the event took place on the sea, officiated by a ship captain. But the most interesting thing about the story is the fact that something got destroyed, and what was that? She hinted that the ship's log that captured the marriage was ruined by Hughes. The two were still together until 1956, when each of them went their way, even though there was no opportunity for them to officially get a divorce since there was no evidence of their union in the first place. When this issue was brought before Texas court, the matter was thrown out for lack of merit, officially stated in judicial parlance as judicial estoppel. It was said that Moore had in her claim maintained that she is Hughes's widow. But delivering judgment, the court held that information contained in Moore's plea was inconsistent, since she said in her separation from Stuart Kramer that she was married to him in 1959, and subsequently got a property reimbursement in that particular case. Her claim of also being in union with Hughes at the time was unpredictable. As such, the magistrate rejected Moore's claim because the court could not accept it. However, the Hughes heirs had agreed that they were aware of Moore's long-standing relationship with Hughes and would go for financial reimbursement for her, so everything will be settled amicably. On why she married many men all through her active years, Moore had noted that she was driven by a desire to be a mother. In her words, "I didn't care whether I was a bigamist or not. My desire to have children was that strong." Left with no option, Moore described the settlement she got as small. Sources close to her may have revealed the actual amount she received as about $350,000. while some other sources claimed that Hughes's estate approved to settle Terry for the marriage with the sum of $400,000 in 1984. The information available revealed that it was Hughes who taught Terry to fly because she later became a licensed pilot. Analysts say that various circumstances and opinions of those in the know did point to the fact that the two were secretly married at sea aboard Hughes's yacht sometime in 1949. But as she claimed, there is no available data about it. As such, divorce could not be granted. And to the across-the-board imagination of fans, the two had been at different times married to other people officially. Was it part of their agreement or just something that was outside their control? Recall that within the period that Terry became a nominee for Best Supporting Actress in Comeback Little Sheba in 1952, she was already wedded to Heisman Trophy winner Glenn Davis. It was reported that the union was encouraged by her studio, although it did not last more than a year. As stated earlier, while still producing her films, she had united with Eugene McGarth and Stuart Kramer III in a union that produced 2 offspring. At the time of marrying Stuart Kramer, some funny stories emerged that he had been divorced from his wife Jean Peters so he could marry Terry, while Jean Peters, even though the marriage was said to have been flawed with a somewhat short-lived affair, had divorced Kramer so that she could unite with Howard Hughes. After marrying Hughes, it was reported that when Jean Peters separated from Hughes in 1971, she went for a lifetime annual financial support of $70,000 per year without any claims to the Hughes investment. Terry Moore, on the other hand, did not aspire to alimony for all of her 4 separations, including Hughes. Well, that would not be all, as there are reports that Terry Moore, while working with hero Tyrone Power, had Marilyn Monroe as her close pal and had dated James Dean within that very active days in the industry. Describing Monroe as a very lonely fellow at the time, Moore also reminisced how close they were as friends in her recent interview. She added that, "Monroe is a lady that learned so fast as an artist." About her relationship with the now famous actor James Dean, it is said that the two were part of the premiere of Sabrina on the 22nd of September 1954 that took place in Los Angeles. Terry described Dean as a man she adored. Jimmy, as she fondly called him, was an exciting personality to be with, she said, even as she recounted her experience with him at her place, indicating that the two were in some sort of a romantic affair. Recall that Terry Moore put up a historical show when at the age of 55 made a bold statement by appearing nude in the August 1984 edition of Playboy magazine, as well as appearing in theatre. The image, you will recall, was captured by Ken Marcus. Terry Moore appears to be satisfied with her wholesome love life. If the information available online is the truth about her, she had revealed how she did not just think of herself as lucky, but believed she merited whatever honour she had received, because she sees herself as one who utilises her talent at her best. She was celebrated at the Icon Awards precisely at the 5th annual Roger Neal and Marianne Leigh Oscar viewing dinner. Moore was also honoured in 1994 when a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame at 7076 Hollywood Boulevard was dedicated for her contributions to the motion picture industry. Was Terry Moore that lucky to have achieved most of the things she had desired? Perhaps yes, or something closer to that. Apart from being one of the surviving olden-day actors, she had enjoyed a very long career in the industry, and still counting. What this means is that 21st century Hollywood fans are able to see her in action because she is neither tired nor retired. Recall that Terry Moore was part of the stage Ghost that was produced in the year 2000. She was also available in the film Kill Your Darlings and The Still Life in 2006, and in 2010 DeWitt and Maria fans might remember her. She was said to have played a guest starring character as Lily Hill on the True Detective crime series of 2014. As if that was not enough, Moore also contributed to Amy in a Cage in 2015 and Ray Donovan and Silent Life in 2019. Even at her age, she was still able to have an input in modern-day Hollywood movie production, making her a rare genius that had started as a child in her acting career and remained relevant at the age she was supposed to have been resting in honourable retirement. Like a friend once said, "Show me a woman that has spent a major part of her life creating fantasies. I will show you Terry Moore, a lady that has stood the test of time." Fans are hoping that by the 7th of January 2023, Terry Moore will be celebrating a fruitful life at 94 years. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here, and if you want to support my work, please visit my Patreon page. There have always been unhappy marriages and reckless ones, and the Golden Age is no exception. How much do you know about Anna Kashfi and Marlon Brando's relationship? Watch my revealing video about it. Anna Kashfi, Marlon Brando ruined my life.